because a lot of people don't know I'm a designer, right? So I started off at a store in Oakland, California, right after I fired my job. But there was this one time while I was working, the homie Mr. Fab, man, he a Bay Area legend. That's my bro. But he let me put some clothing in his store, right? He started like I did, out the trunk, selling shirts, things of that nature. You know, doing really well, just in the neighborhood, just keeping it local. So one day, one of the homies seen it because he shot a video on Double XL magazine, picked it up. Everybody picked it up. It was, I think, Philando Castile, right? He named it 12 Shots, and he was wearing one of my designs in there. One of the Akis, right? The Ox, that's a brother, you know, that's a term we use of endearment in Islam, right? Ox stand for brother in Arabic, so we call each other Ox, right? So one of the Ox seen it, he like, bro, where you get that shirt from? The shirt in like this English calligraphy of font said Assalamu Alaikum on it. It was a dope design I put together. And he like, bro, I need some of that. So bro from KC, he said, bro, you pull up, I got a lot at the store, right? Now, bro pulled up with him and his whole team. You understand me? Now, Fab called me. He said, bro, I need more merch. Bro, trying to spend a few thousand with you right now. He trying to get everything I got. So I'm like, say no more. I happened to be off that day. I pulled up, grabbed everything I had, pulled up to the shop. Bro bought everything I had on me. I had all new designs. I had a bunch of other different things. And I started thinking to myself, like, damn, if I was working a job, I wouldn't have been able to take the opportunity to outgrow the job and figure out what I wanted to do and on my own full time. And I'm going to let y'all know a little more to the story on how I was able to really figure that out for myself at a later point in time and date. But anyway, I told Fab, man, I said, bro, because he met me at the job, right? I told bro, I say, listen, man, I'm about to fire my job. He said, what? Man, you tripping, man. You know, whatever. You know, it was encouraging, but it was like, you know, when a person making six figures and you in the hood, I'm smack dead in the hood. I'm in North Oakland telling him this on the corner, you understand me? Deep in the hood, man, right? In Ice City. So it's like, you look at that favorable, like, bro, got a good job. Like, I ain't, you know what I'm saying? You tripping. Niggas ain't getting no kind of money on jobs, right? So I said, all right. Next week I seen him. I fired the ass. I said, bro, I fired him. Now, I'm crazy, right? Because if I'm going to give you that advice for when you fire a job and you outgrow them, I'm going to also say you should have a plan and structure. Me, I fired that job and all I had was my willpower. I said, man, I'm so powerful that if I fire these people right now, I'm going to figure out a way. That was me. I'm going to figure it out. So I went to this store downtown, went to my bro Baba. I'm like, bro, I want to rent out this store. So he had a store. His wasn't really spinning like that. I said, let me rent out half the store. Let me get the whole storefront. So we made an agreement. Supposed to only be for like 3 months. But I already knew I was going to shake out that 3-month contract and make something happen. So I was looking at some of my old contracts. I used to sit down and I used to write out whole business plans, partner contracts. Like I was destined not to lose. Like it was nothing you gonna tell me like, nah, I don't care. Now what happened though is, you know, shit happens, right? So the thing about a job is it gives you comfort and investment money. But I wasn't thinking in that capacity, right? So I had just lost my car. I had this little Hyundai, man. It was a nice little thing, all black. It was kind of sleek, to be honest with you, right? Lost the car. Cop pulled up behind me. I didn't have a license, you know, insurance, whatever. So I lost my car, brand new. So now I'm in a hole for that because I'm paying on it, right? Then, you know, I'm juggling. I'm juggling between paying the store bill, right? Because you got to, there's one thing about owning the store. I used to make designs every single day. Like, I'll show y'all pictures of my shop, man. I remember having a day where, you know, we had a mass opening, grand opening. Hella people came out, man. It was a tearjerker moment, man. It was a lot of love and support. But I used to be at the store, so you got to buy inventory, right? You only getting your profits, then you got to juggle, right? The marketing, the design, you know, the rent for the store, and all these different things. So, you know, I ended up making it work. But I got rent at this new spot. I just moved into a new spot, right? And it was kind of expensive, to be honest with you, right? It was kind of expensive. And I remember, you know, being late on the payment. It happened a few times. and the landlord was black, and he was trying to be cool with me. But you know, I ended up getting late so much that bro was like, man, I gotta serve you the eviction notice. So man, I gotta serve that one. You know, it was ugly. I got served that one, lost the spot, didn't even have I was homeless at that point because I ain't had nowhere to stay. So I'm staying with family and friends, moving around, couch surfing, sitting on the floor. You know, I ended up making the store work for me. You know, I ended up having a shirt called Black Dreams Matter, man, and that was my best campaign. Black Dreams Matter was fire, right? So the concept came from, you know, the first dream that mattered in this country was the black dream, because the first thing we ever wanted in this country was freedom. We just wanted equality. We just wanted justice. You understand me? So I remember having that campaign. I put that first shirt on, man. White people started to stop me. And it was at the height of this Black Lives Matter, but I was never with the Black Lives Matter movement because I think grammatically and as a term, it just didn't make sense and it didn't have power in it, right? Black dreams matter because it got to matter while we alive. Matter of fact, I'm going to bring them back too. They got to matter while we alive. So I put together this fly, you know, visual, right? And I remember one time I was out vending, right? It was a little spot down the street. They had a little dance, hyphy Turk competition in California, Jack London Square. Pulled up to my bros, a little Turk ink company. Pulled up. You know, I'm selling the shirts. I give one to, I forget the little brother name, but he do dancing and stuff. And he won a little competition on So You Think You Can Dance. They came to buy it, didn't have the design he wanted. I still gave him and his family some stuff. I said, man, y'all go ahead, man. Take this, man. I appreciate what y'all doing. Little bro went on there and did a dance in it. It was at the same time Kendrick Lamar song came out, right? Forget the song name at the moment. But he did it in a shirt, and they picked it up and went viral. I mean, everywhere. Yeah, Keita, right? You know the video where Kendrick Lamar head on fire and stuff? Forget the name, right? So it was going crazy, right? So I'm happy because he got the Black Dreams Matter on, and people is like, yo, where can I get that hoodie? So I start working the comments. I'm like, yo, it's right here. I'm dropping the links, right? So everybody started flooding. Now, this is the highest sales I done had, man. The sales just started flooding in. I mean, they just flooding in. I'm like, ooh, we got one. And it was a proud moment because we was really struggling and hustling every single moment. Yeah, it was humble, right? So I'm hustling every moment, and that one came in. I'm like, damn. Now, what happened is I messed up because I ain't no business like that, right? So I didn't have my shipping. I didn't have the shipping on all of the shirts, you know, configured correctly based on the rates for local shipment and international shipment. So I ended up having to eat a lot of the shipping costs myself. So it dipped into so much of my profits, right? And then, and this is scandalous because the homies that was working with me, I used to see them with the machine where they print out their shipping. But I used to go to the UPS and grab all of, you know, the packages, and I used to just write everybody's name, everybody's stuff. I didn't know anything about, you know, getting an account with the USPS and the shipping and the FedEx and how to lower your costs. So I ended up spending and losing so much money on those viral moments because, you know, probably $10,000, $15,000 just because I didn't understand the game. I didn't have the business knowledge. And the people around me didn't tell me, even though they seen me doing things the wrong way. They see me just writing on packages, right? Spending $10, $12 when I'm supposed to be spending $3, $4. You understand me? Like, and they didn't tell me, so I ain't gonna lie, I'm still salty about that a bit, right? But it gave me so many valuable lessons because, you know, I just started learning business a little more on how you're supposed to move and the little cheat codes to it. So anyway, that allowed me to be able to find a spot that I can get into, right? So I ended up finding me another spot. You know, I stopped sleeping on the floor, right? Went homeless. Found a spot, connected with my bro, and funny enough, man, my bro, Filipino partner, man, out there in San Leandro, he ended up getting killed, man, but solid brother because, you know, I'm staying in this space, and it was a nice little studio apartment, right? And at the time, man, I ain't gonna lie, man, you know, from the outside glamour, you know, social media started to pop off for me, right? This video came out where, you know, I started speaking at this school, and I got paid $500 to speak there, man. I remember, and I took $250 of that, got a videographer, and asked him to just film it and give me the footage, and I chopped it up and edited it myself. You understand me? But during that time, it was me, it was Bashir, my other brother, my older brother ended up coming, got out of jail, ended up staying with me. My bro Steve came from St. Louis. They was in a bad spot at the time. Him and his cousin, you know, man, it's like 5 of us in a studio apartment. Like, it was ugly, man, and they ain't really had no money. So, you know, I'm in this journey. I'm in on a spiritual journey at the same time, right? So this spiritual journey I'm on, like, I'm like tapped into my pineals and stuff, like, you know, so I'm feeling spiritually sensitive while I'm also building this brand and starting to gain notoriety. I'm getting like 10,000 followers. I'm getting like at least 2,000-3,000 followers a week. It's starting to grow and gain some progress, right? People starting to share my stuff all around. So, but I knew that I was in the wrong space. You feel me? Like, we had to hustle. And, we still from the street, so we had to do things and make sure we got to pay rent, and then had to figure out how to get there. I can't tell y'all all them stories right now. You feel me? That's for another time and another day, and maybe in my book. You feel me? But anyway, right? So, my bruh staying there, but they couldn't really get no money, right? So, at this time, we did some things. We made some moves, ended up getting some money. The store owner, even though my store's starting to boom, every day I'm going there. Every single day I would go to the store, except Sundays and sometimes Sundays. But I'm there faithfully, hustling, designing, building, right? But let me tell y'all the story, though. One day, y'all know Omari Hardwick from Power, right? One day, Omari Hardwick, this is going to be in my book, too. He paid my rent, right? Not directly, but indirectly. There was a movie outside, and y'all might have seen me in the movie, right? I was an extra in the movie. I had like 5 different roles in that movie. I had like 5 different roles in the movie, right? Oh, man. So I'm in the movie. They shooting in front of me. Not only him, but my bro from Get Out. I forget his name, man. And ATL. Right now, I forget his name. But they came in. Tessa Thompson. Cool Energy, she came in, supported the shop. You understand me? Bought some stuff from the shop. And I remember first, when Tessa Thompson came in, she wanted to buy this hat. It said black, and it's like rock metal funk. And it had some Arabic writing on there. It was cold. I designed it cold, right? Not Daniel Kalua. No, not him. The other brother from ATL. So she like, I'm gonna have money, but the money is inside my dressing room, right? They had the whatchamacallits parked out there. So she said, I got you tomorrow. So I say, it's bet, because y'all park right in front of the shop. It ain't nothing, right? So I remember going over there the next day. I want to give her the hat, and I seen these 2 brothers. They blowing up the spot at this point, right? Yeah, Lakeith Stanfield. Shout out to Lakeith, man. He came supported. You feel me? Definitely supported, right? But she come to the spot, Tessa Thompson out there, and I'm bringing her the hat. I walk up, and I say, we'll give you these, but these other brothers trying to give her some merch for free. So I'm gonna let them do their thing, because at the time I need the money. I'm not trying to give no merch. It ain't no guarantee she gonna wear this, none of that. I need my papers. So, I walk up, I give her the hat. She kind of paused. You feel me? It's a little thick in the air, but I'm hustling, so I gotta collect every dollar, man. Every dollar counts. You feel me? They just messed up the game, the other brothers, by giving away free merch. So I just let that air clear first, and I'm like, boom, here you go. And then I say, yeah. So I just let the air just remain thick, and she like, I'm gonna go get the money. So she went up in the dressing room, came back and got the money, but I felt like she thought I was gonna let her get it for free. Right, but I'm from Oakland, man. We need every dollar, every cent when it's time to pay rent. You know what I'm talking about? So, but let me tell you something solid about Omari Hardwick, right? My younger brother Bashir, we knew that bro was coming. This is the height where Power just starting to pop off. You understand me? Power going crazy right now. So Ghost is the man in all the cities right now, right? So they tell me Ghost gonna be there on set. I say, Ghost? Oh, man, say no more, man. When Ghost come, I already know the play. We got to get on the Black Dreams Matter. It seemed like a solid bro. We got to get on to where it is, blah, blah, blah. So I'm working at the time, though. I'm in the shop, right? My bro Bashir, because, they gave us some roles on some extra stuff. I said, as long as I can put my crown on, I do the extra role. So if y'all see me, it's like an Easter egg hunt. I'm in 5 different scenes, but in each scene I got my crown on, right? Right? So, bruh, Bashir went down there. He had these like pork chop sideburns, and these girls was telling him that they was cool. He asked Bashir like, no, them ain't cool. He respected Brown honesty. Bashir brought him back to the stove, told me. I said, boom, say no more. I had the skill sets from clienteling when I was working at Prada, so I already knew how to create a client experience. So I say, let's just put out all breast sizes. So when he walk in the door, he go see the glasses here, he go see the shirts here. So I was curating the experience, right? So Brian ended up coming to the store. His manager or whoever was with him, and you know, they kind of trying to rush him. He like, don't even worry about this. I rock with their energy. They some real ones. Because you come in the store, I got the, you know, it's a Black Guy Protocol. I'm Lakem shirts. You got the Black Dreams Matter. I got all these crazy dope designs. The crowns is in there at the time. But the crowns was printed. So bruh come, you know, and he ended up being in there for like an hour. We just chopping it up. You know, he ended up being he an alpha, and they colors is black and gold. So I had this unique designer jacket that I created from scratch, right? That I designed, and it had like these velvet sleeves and a satin base, and it was the velvet sleeves was gold velvet. Like it was, I'm gonna post a picture. It was cold. So bro, like, man, this shit resonate. Then I had this Eagle calligraphy, and he like, man, I live on Eagle Street. I got the Eagle tatted. So he just feeling the synchronicity in the environment. You understand me? He feeling the synchronicity in the environment. So he locked in on, at this point. He like, man, I ain't gonna lie, I gotta get everything. So I'm like, shit, you do, right? And at the time, the jacket was a 101, and I didn't really have a price on it. So he like, man, what's the price? So you know, I gotta throw extra tax on it, man. You know, like I gotta throw extra tax on it. So you know, I charged him like $1,000 for that jacket. You know, he like, say no more. It's nothing. He bought like 5 pair of glasses, hella shirts. Bro, left out with bags. You feel me? I'm talking about coming off the set in the middle of this thing, and we chopped it up, exchanging stories, going back and forth. He telling me his life, what he wanted the future of Power to be. Didn't play out how he wanted to. He said he wanted the character to get into stocks and shit. I guess, you know, the Riders in 50 wasn't on that. But, you know, he told me this story about when he was 25 years old, and that he really started acting at 25, right? And it resonated with me so deeply, you know, because sometimes you think that starting new things you'll be too old for. And at the time, I think I was 25. Yeah. So that's why it hit me when he was telling this story. He didn't know how old I was. But he telling this story about when he 25 and how he started on this journey and how he was going from dark places. He met his wife, and that's when he got his first role, right? And he played this role back in the day. It was a true story role, but it was based on somebody that I actually know and grew up with, right? From Your Black Muslim Bakers, this Black Muslim organization, they had a movie that was based on that, but the movie was whack as hell. So he said he ain't even watch it. I ain't never watched it because I know it was loosely based and it was whack. But anyway, man, it inspired me deeply in that moment, and it inspired me because at the time, you know, I was thinking about my next iteration in life. Right? It inspired me because I was thinking about the next iteration in life, and I'm like, yo, this is a time where I got to go through that transformation and go for the things that I really want, right? Because I knew that these things were not like this shop that I had, that wasn't the end all be all goal. I always knew I was meant to do bigger things, right? And when you got a vision for yourself, only you can stop yourself at that moment. So anyway, long story short, I end up collecting, you know, over that weekend enough money to pay rent, and I did not have money to pay the rent. Right? I want y'all to go look at my stories after this. I'm gonna post the pictures in my stories. Oh, I forgot, Steve Ewan, who just played in the movie Nope, but the Asian guy that from The Walking Dead, he came in there and bought some stuff too. Solid guy, can't forget him. Right? And Nina, who is a director, right? Solid woman, Asian woman. She only make black films, right? She made Fruitvale Station and Godfather of Harlem. Like, solid woman. She came in. Shout out to her. She came in and supported. Like, everybody just came and supported. It was just love. But it was on a Sunday, and I wasn't even supposed to be open that day. But what I learned is that when you got a problem, you got to get in motion. And you have to learn how to see the signs. Synchronicity is finding meaning in the otherwise meaningless. I seen the sign that there's going to be shooting that day, and I decide that I need to open the store because there may be opportunity there. And that led to me being in the movie. That led to me making money for the rent. That led to me making relationships, because Amari Hardwick even posted up the picture of him wearing it on his Instagram. You know, Lakeith spent a few $100s. I ended up chopping it up with Lakeith. And, you know, I remember teaching him some of the knowledge itself, giving him the game, and we chopping it up about how this industry is treacherous. And that's why, you know, me and him had some words exchanged on his post, because, you know, I felt like he was just falling a little bit to the agenda of how the industry changes you. But I was letting him know, like, bro, this is coming from a good place, because I just remember meeting you at a different point in time in your journey and the consciousness that you had and how we was talking about different things. So, you know, I'm not a judgmental person, not in the sense that y'all may think. I just see how environment changes people, and I just want to make sure people are connected to what their core principles are, right? But anyway, man, long story short story long, however, we appreciate y'all being here listening. You know, during that time, I had to take those steps, and at no point in time in the journey that I did not believe in myself. Whether my rent was due the next day, I knew work is the key and the answer to everything. Everything requires work. Without work, there's just loss. Because work means that it's working. When something's not working, you're broke. When something is not working, it's broke. So I figure anything, if I can't do anything, I gotta work. That's the key to success for everybody. So it's like a lot of people don't see the journeys. I got so many stories that I can tell day after day, from the streets to the corporate, to the hustling, to the business, to this journey of collaborating and partnering with people, to doing all my designs, doing all of my edits, right? Doing product design. Like, there's so many different things that I can share with y'all. But some of you all want to go from step 1 to step 19, and you got to go step by step. And when you build up the experience and the experience, you can start taking leaps and bounds. And when you start taking those leaps, you can go 3 steps at a time. You know, sometimes you can go 5 steps, right? But you got to go step